My name's Calypso, I'm 23 years old and I finished school in 2011.
My name is Maria Lowry. I have a daughter Calypso, who you've met, who is 23. I have a son Tane, who is 21.
In year 12 it started to become more because you had a lot more on your plate, there was higher stakes, and so that's when I got probably more anxiety, and so it became really full on around the time of trials, which is arguably the hardest part of the HSC, is getting through your trials. And I had one day where I had chemistry and ancient history on the same day, which are two really full on, really hard subjects. And I had a panic attack that morning, and I'd never had anything like that.
I remember the trial period being really awful and having to talk to the school counsellor because I think Calypso was hysterical and I just couldn't snap her out of it. I had to take her to the doctor one day, she didn't go to school.
That's probably when I realised that I can get really anxious and that I need to stop myself before I get there.
I didn't get angry at her very often. I just tried to keep everything calm. I cooked her whatever food she liked. I had plenty of snacks. Food was really important to Calypso, still is.
For me, Mum and Dad just being there and being like, yeah, that's a good idea. Because if they're like, that's a terrible idea, then that would weigh a lot on me because I'm quite close to my parents.
Calypso's expectations for the HSC, she wanted to do well. We never ever spoke about a mark. All we spoke about was managing her expectations because they were so high that an 80% would seem like a fail, which is completely unrealistic. I mean, Calypso, she did do well, so I wasn't worried about her marks. I knew she was always going to be fine. So when her result came out, she was happy with it. She wasn't elated, but I think the general population would have been thrilled to have gotten that mark. We started talking about Calypso's life after school probably in about year 10 or 11. She always had career in mind and wanted to do a degree.
Business had always interested me, so I knew that that was always part of my plan to do a commerce degree. And my dad was in business. Really weirdly, I've ended up doing very similar things to what he did.
I just would say to other parents, just stand back, support your children, make sure there's plenty of food in the fridge and make sure they get a good night's sleep.